Was it the 99, 2000, or 2000, 2001?
Either way, the Bulls winning both of them series. We'll start off with the 99-2000 Lakers.
All right. Okay. So the 99-2000 Lakers would beat what year Bulls?
The 95-96, 72-10 Bulls.
They would beat them.
Yes.
Lakers would beat the Lakers. would.
No.
The Lakers would. I'm gonna put it on record. I think the Lakers will win that series. It's hard. It's for sure not going 7 games.
That series is going 7 games.
It's hard for me to say it'll go 6, just out of respect for Mike. If it went 6, or I can't completely argue that, but I personally say 5, because Jordan's too good to get swept.
5. You're giving.
I think that game.
You're giving the Chicago one get this 72-10
against that team. Yeah.
Stop lying.
Yeah, because
stop lying.
Yeah, because during 95-96, it wasn't no team that was comparable to that 99-2000 Lakers that the Bulls was playing. When they went out west, a lot of cats was hurt. Barkley had a lot of injuries that year. David Robinson had a lot of injuries that year. And even in the East, a lot of people had a lot of injuries. And a lot of teams was like on the downslide. They were great. But you got to think they had Mike and Pippen. It wasn't so much they were, I fear nobody on that team outside of Michael Jordan. I don't think the Lakers would fear anybody either.
I'm sorry, Kobe was 22. I'm not fearing Kobe back then.
He was averaging 25 points.
I'm not fearing Kobe at 22 years old.
Averaging 25
against
points.
An experienced Mike and Scotty, I'm not fearing Kobe.
Averaging 25 points?
I'm not fearing Kobe 22 years old versus an experienced Mike and Scotty. That's what I'm doing. I'm starting off Scotty on Kobe. Then I'm switching off to Jordan on Kobe. Kobe is going to get wore out by both of them defenders.
The same Kobe Bryant who went toe-to-toe in the All-Star game in his second year with Michael Jordan. The only reason Michael Jordan ended up better than him in that All-Star game was because Kobe didn't play the fourth quarter and Michael Jordan did. When Kobe left, he had 17. When Jordan left,
this is Kobe's first finals.
Yeah.
This is Kobe's first finals. This is the Bulls' 5th finals. I'm not fearing them.
My fight wasn't 25. He was 22. He averaged 22 the first finals.
I'm not fearing Kobe Bryant versus an experienced Mike and Scotty.
He's the third most feared player on that court between them two teams, because you're not fearing Scottie Pippen in 95-96. I'm not fearing Scottie Pippen.
That's when you start getting hurt.
Yeah, I'm not fearing Scottie Pippen in no 95-96. I'm only fearing Mike.
Listen. The only person who's gonna get their rocks off in that series, or the only 2 people that's gonna get their rocks off in that series, is Mike and Shaq.
Okay, I got one. Just one point. All right. I can give that slight edge to Chicago on the fact that at that time, Rodman was getting under Shaq's skin.
Thank you.
He was throwing him out. He was throwing out. That's one part, because that's where they would have the advantage. If Shaq wasn't, an emotional guy at that point, then yes, I think that he would be able to dominate Rodman. But with Rodman's mental tactics, I think he would have thrown Shaq out of his game.
And I wouldn't even put Dennis Rodman on Shaq initially. I would have been playing Rodman off of AC Green. Then I had 12 fouls that I could use with Luke Longley and Bill Williamson coming off the bench that I can body with Shaq. I'm sorry.
But how much production do you think Shaq would have dropped off? Because Shaq would get rattled, but unlike them other players who Dennis Rodman could get under their skin, Shaq will always. You ain't gonna rattle Shaq for 4 straight games. Eventually, for 4 straight quarters. Eventually, Shaq is gonna get mad.
He's not gonna score every point, and even if I foul him, he can't make free throws.
He's not gonna score every point, but I guarantee he would have averaged 30 points and 20 rebounds in that
That's
series.
cool. He can, like I said, he can get his rocks off. It's cool. Nobody else gonna get theirs off.
How much is Kobe gonna score?
Kobe's probably gonna put up 20. If that's going to be a hard 20.
Okay, so we got 50. A
hard 20.
Yeah, we got 50 between them. Scottie Pippen wasn't averaging 25. Jordan probably was going to average 30 because he was Mike, and I'm not putting Kobe on Mike. I'm saving all Kobe energy to kill on offense. Kobe would not hold Michael Jordan a single second of that series. He's strictly holding Scottie Pippen, who was facing injuries, so he was going to be pretty much non-existent. You're talking about a young, athletic, and this was when Kobe would dunk on. This was when Kobe was just as athletic as Air Jordan. So this ain't the 24 fade away Kobe. This is the athletic Kobe. I'm raw.
I'm not fearing Kobe in his first finals versus an experienced Mike and Scotty.
I would say the 02-03 Lakers.
I'm sorry, Kobe didn't come into his own until that Philly finals.
That was the next year.
No, that was 2 years. That was 2 years.
It was 2000, 2001. It was the
second. Oh, it was 01. That's right. Yeah.
And let's speak about that team, because yesterday we got into that with the 2000, how dominant they was. Yeah, the Bulls were 72-10. But that 2001 Lakers, they only lost one game.
They lost one game.
The whole playoffs. I'm sorry, bro. That's more substantial to me.
That's the only team that I would have feared against the 72-10. Not y'all 99, 2000.
Yeah.
No.
And yesterday I said 2000, 2001 because I said Shaq was the most dominant player the league has ever seen in 2000, 2001. Nobody would have beat that Lakers team for sure.
I'll give y'all that. I liked y'all bench versus the 99-2000 team.
They got younger.
But the 99-2000 team, y'all was old as dirt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Shaq go one. I'm going to let Luke Longley, Bill Woodson, body up Shaq go one-on-one. Y'all old as dirt. So all y'all threes.
But the Bulls wasn't young. That wasn't a young Bulls team. Steve Kerr wasn't
36,
young.
35,
Kukoc was probably like the youngest dude on their team.
And he had stroke.
And he was 30 years old.
Yeah, and he was 30.
And he had stroke.
Everybody.
The youngest person on that bench on that team was Scott.
But y'all was still older than us, though.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, y'all were older than us.
Wasn't.
AC Green, Glenn Rice, y'all was older than us.
Glenn Rice and Kukoc the same age.
Right.
Y'all was older than us.
AC Green was like the only significant, way older player on that team. Derek Fisher wasn't old at that time. He was in the middle of his career. Devin George was young. Brian Shaw was like in middle of his career. Like they wasn't old, washed up, slow. You're talking about Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, Jud Buechler. Like you're talking. They had absolutely nothing when it comes to that bench. If nothing else, if Dennis Rodman did maintain Shaq and that starting lineup was even, when it came to that bench, the Lakers would have run away with it.
Wrong, because the only reason why they got their shots off was one off of Kobe's penetration. He would have penetrated against Mike and Scotty and kicking out from Shaq.
Why wouldn't he?
No.
Why wouldn't he?
Because I'm playing one-on-one with Shaq. If I'm playing one-on-one with Shaq and everybody else is defending on who he kicking out to.
Why would not Kobe Bryant been able
He is not going off against an experienced Mike and Scotty.
Going off, bro, but you're talking like Kobe Bryant would have been he took out of the game.
That's going to be a hard 20. That's going to be a hard 20 that he's getting.
I would take a hard 20, but he's going to get it. And then eventually somebody's going to double team.
I'm not.
You lose the game.
No.
If you're not, so you mean tell me you can win against that Lakers without double teaming Shaq or Kobe? You are out of your mind.
Nope.
Both of them were unstoppable.
Stop it on experience, Mike and Scotty.
Scotty was not stopping Michael.
Scotty
was not.
Scottie
Pippen was not stopping Kobe Bryant.
Stop it, because fourth quarter, Mike. I don't care what nobody say. Fourth quarter, Mike and Kobe locking up each other.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So they're
I'm taking Mike over that.
If nothing was going even though.
No. No.
With a slight edge to Mike, bro. Kobe was not
slight edge.
Kobe was not no slouch.
He's 22. He's young. Mike is in his fifth finals.
He was better at 22 than Jordan was at 22. Overall, winning wise and everything else like that. Overall game. But why do people act like Kobe Bryant back then was just straight?
I'm not saying he trash. No, I'm not saying he trash. Mike would have dominated Kobe. Mike would have dominated. Kobe didn't put on muscle.
And what was my original thesis? Kobe Bryant would not hold Michael Jordan for 1 single second of this series. He would strictly be on Scottie Pippen. And that is a way better game plan. There's no point of exerting his energy on defense to stop what is the greatest player that modern day that we have seen.
All right, that's cool. I'm putting Scotty in the post. I'm putting Scotty in the post then.
Okay, but if you
Scotty going to work. Scotty going to work against the young Kobe.
He's going to work against the young Kobe.
Yes, he's going.
Would you have Ron Harper guard Kobe?
No, I'm having Jordan and Pippen switch off on Kobe. And then fourth quarter, I'm putting Mike on Kobe.
You had to put Harper on Kobe.
No, it's burning too much energy.
No,
Kobe was gonna be going at, but this was a young Kobe who went at people. Kobe was gonna go at Jordan. There was gonna be absolutely zero back down in the eyes of Kobe Bryant. Zero. There was never been back down against Kobe Bryant, bro. This is the same.
That would be the X factor for them to win if you put Harper on. If you put Harper I'm keeping Harper on Fisher. I'm still keeping I'm keeping Harper on Fisher still. 96 finals. Harper shut down Peyton.
I'm keeping.
They was up 3-0. He got hurt and it came back 3-2.
It's the same formula they've been running. They wasn't putting Michael Jordan on people's best offensive player. Because they was maximizing his energy to go the whole game. Scottie Pippen or Ron Harper always had the best defensive assignment.
If Mike isn't getting hold by Kobe on offense, he's going to work. He's not exerting all that energy on offense. It's cool. He'll do it on defense. It's all about Kobe. Who gonna get a ball to Shaq?
So how many points?
Who giving the ball to Shaq? If I'm putting Mike on Kobe or Scotty on Kobe, who giving the ball to Shaq?
So now can anybody get Shaq?
Who giving Shaq the ball?
What you mean? Whoever wants to give Shaq the ball is going to throw Shaq the ball. Who can Kobe is the ball? That is my thing. Once Shaq got the ball, You're talking about bodying up. Listen, bro, there would have been absolutely
Luke Longley, if there was more of a 7-1-7-2.
That was no bodying up, though. Shaq destroyed he destroyed every single
Okay, I will foul him. All right, Shaq, go to the line. He's missing both free throws.
Okay, so
we get the rebound. Dennis get the rebound. Thank you.
Okay,
up and down the court. Mike, buckets.
Okay, so now you fouling out two centers.
That's 12.
That's stupid.
Stop.
You're minimizing. You're killing your infantry. You're killing your infantry. Who's going to come in?
I'm not saying I'm fouling him every time, but I have 12 fouls to use. If I got 12 fouls to use.
Okay, and I'm throwing Shaq the ball 13 straight times.
And then I got John Sally that I can throw another 6-2.
And I'm throwing Shaq the ball every single time. Then what you
It's cool.
What are you going to do? We're going to foul everybody out. And now who's going to hold it? Now
everybody's not going to get fouled out, though.
The way you talking is
no, I'm saying I have that many fouls to use. If I just want to, if I want to play hack and Shaq, I can play hack and Shaq.
And you're gonna foul everybody else with him.
No,
I'm giving him the ball until you foul everybody out. If that's your game plan, I'm throwing him the ball every time down the court.
And he's gonna miss every one of them free throws.
He wasn't missing every.
And he's gonna miss every one of them free throws.
And
he's going to miss every one of them free throws. And then it's gonna get them
boards. If he goes to
boards.
the line 40 times, he'll make at least 20.
And that's all we needed. Because that's all you need. Because back then, and if you ever noticed, bro, Shaq will always hit at least one free throw or his clutch free throws. Shaq wasn't like Dwight Howard where you had to take him out in 2 minutes. You see what I'm saying? We're down the stretch. You got to put him because of liability.
If you walk away 1-1,
right?
It's
a win. Bro, Shaq was extra clutch. When Shaq needed to hit, you have never seen the Lakers lose a game because Shaquille O'Neal missed some crucial free throws. Ever. You have never seen that, bro. Zero. I haven't. Have you?
Nah.
So his free throws was the worst part of his game, but it wasn't a liability. They wasn't taking him out of the game like we got worried because they're going to foul Shaq.
Because y'all can't put nobody else in. Y'all have Mark Madsen. Who you going to put Mark Madsen in the game? No, y'all have nobody else to put in. So he has to stay in the game.
No, he didn't.
He has to stay in the game.
No, he didn't. So,
yes, he do.
Okay, so this year in Houston, when Dwight Howard get put out and what's his backup OC, but he was hurt. He was hurt for a couple months. Who was coming in? Like Terrence Jones, number 3. Bums. It don't matter. The whole thing was you're a liability, bro. We don't care who we putting in. We're taking you off the floor because you are a liability. Shaq has never been a liability on any team that he has ever played.
I got one squad that will like easily wax your Bulls, and that's any Lakers squad from 80 to 1980.
I will say that because I look them squads. I surrender that argument. I surrender that argument. I wanted to, but I want to play devil's advocate, but I can't even.
And the 87 Celtics.
I can't even. Yeah, I feel as if the year of the big man is gone. Like I feel as if offensive will design their offense to like run through the post, but as far as the dominant big man in the game of basketball, that game is over. I feel as if we might see one, possibly two, but in the league of almost every team having that dominant big man, them days are over with.
Nah, you're not gonna see no more Olajuwons. You're not gonna see any more Abdul-Jabbars. You're not gonna see any more Ewings, Mutombos. You're not gonna see that defensive. Well, there's some defensive centers, but you're not gonna see a defensive center that's going to win a Defensive Player of the Year award 2 or 3 times, multiple times, besides Dwight Howard. It's more of a smaller game now. The game's more fast-paced. You're really relying on your 1, 2, 3 guys to score and, some power forwards. But it's only 2 or 3 power forwards now that you can say that's on that elite dominant level. So now that is, the big man game is a lost art. I would argue that Dwight Howard, but I would always say that he's one guy that had the potential to be that great center, but it's his work ethic. I mean, you tell me this. He's in LA, easy access to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, did not use that. He's Orlando. Patrick Ewing was Stan Van Gundy's assistant. He did not use that. He's in Houston. Hakeem Olajuwon holds big man clinics in the summer. JaVale McGee's clumsy ass goes to him. Howard does not use that. It's like he's in his own world. I will put him as in the same category as Daryl Dawkins. How he has all this ability, athleticism, but he doesn't use it to his advantage. There's resources there, but you don't use it. And that's one part that I say he could have revitalized the big man game in 07, 08. But after that, no, I just think that he's more of a trying to be more of a media guy than an actual basketball player, and it dampers the game, especially for the big men. You're going to see some big guys that help you like him. Yeah, I mean, not this year, right? But from 2011 and 13. But nah, you're not going to see it. Only big man I could say.
I know when he was helped when he toured the Lakers, I thought he was the most solid both way big man, even over Dwight Howard at that time. I agree. I don't think it's ever coming back. I think it's deeper than players though. I think it goes to the way the game is, but even all the way down to coaching. Like big men have to be groomed. Big men have to be developed over time. You don't be a natural. It's very few people who like just naturally. I don't need no word big man who could dog. It's not like being a dominant guard where you can just get by off you sweet and all of that. You need somebody to help you be that great big man. And even if you go down to AAU and high school ball, like I went to Sky, we had a 6'10" center. There's no way we should not have won the city title every single year, easy. But he just wasn't. He was a goofy 6'10" dude. And he wasn't. No coaches was putting him on the block after practice all the time and working him out. I think it's the same way now. I think coaches coach the game now. They don't coach the players anymore. So.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
Yeah,
and when you do see centers, I would say from '98 to 2002 or 3, where you will see a big guy that can be who can show flashes of resiliency in the playoffs and get paid and don't do shit. Like after that, you look at Jerome James, who's another guy.
Talking about playoffs or just?
I mean, just this period.
Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry. Well, I mean, it got big, a heart condition and all that. But I mean, there are some guys that played well, but they didn't maximize that effort. There are some guys that can block shots, like you had this Sean Bradley, but we all just know him from getting punched on and dunked on by a guy 6'8", I mean, they don't look at that. They would say he's a bust because he's 7'6", but he's not going to give you 1,200 points a season, but he'll give you at least 300 or 400 blocks. Same thing like Mark Eaton. I would put Mark Eaton at a level as a great center. He didn't give you the points, but served as a defensive force to be reckoned with. He was giving you 400 blocks. Or he had the Manute Bowl that had more blocks than points. That's
crazy.
I can't fathom that though, but you're not gonna see those guys no more. But the game had changed. The 80s was more of a big man game. In the 90s, you had some big guys, but it started focusing on the wings, and now it's like shooting forward, shooting guard, and there's some power forwards. So it's a lost art. So I guess we could just try to cherish the moment of the big guys that we have now, but you're not going to see. You just see some productive guys, but you're not going to see.
I can't even name 5 centers that played with their back to the basket.
Right, though.
And
I like
that.
Like y'all said, man, it's like that goes down to coaching. It's like everybody wants that versatile big man. They want that Kevin Durant aspect type of player. Even though you may be 6'10", you got some weight and mass on you, but yet you want him to be able to develop that post jump shot, that short range jump shot, that free throw jump shot. Like, no, put that man in the post.
Where
he's supposed to be.
That power forward, I say the true original style player at the power forward position is Zach Randolph.
Yeah,
right. That's the
even
only
though I feel as if he shoots too many jump shots too many times. He shoots that little corners jump shot too many times where he can go to the block and go to work. That kind of makes me mad sometimes when he easily has a mismatch and he wants to shoot that elbow jump shot. It's like, dude, you are like 250, 260, like pound your way to the ball. Like, come on, man. Like those days are over with.
Over. Hey, all right. Hey, who would y'all say is the most craziest player to ever play in the NBA?
I'm going Dennis Rodman.
Rodman, I mean, yeah, Rodman.
Right. I got a couple.
I mean, Rasheed Wallace is always one of my craziest people to play.
Hey, he was like an extreme John Starks. Like he's no guy to intimidate, but he's like you get a call. He's just like a John McEnroe in the basketball court.
Yeah, right. Back in them Portland days, when he could be averaging 30 against the Lakers, he'd be walking up and down the court.
Man, get a foul.
Screaming F-bomb names and Kennedy. He was nuts.
I had to put Vernon Maxwell.
Crazy.
First person to go in the stands and punch a fan.
Yeah.
Then try to hit somebody with a weight.
You did do that.
Which probably tried to kill him, Gary Payton.
You did do that.
My second one, I had the Meta.
Yeah, he was my number 2.
Meta.
He was my number 2.
Man, I remember when he first was with the Bulls. I remember he got into it with Glenn Robinson. I picked him up and slammed him on his back and just got on top of him. I don't even know why he fought him for it. He was boxing, I just grabbed him and swung him on the ground. It's some incidents where I seen when he was knocking everybody down with the heat and they try to fight Pat Riley. I like this game and I like Indiana, even though they was a rival of my Pistons. But I mean that was like that Pacers squad was like the team of the NBA.
Right.
There was like
the Knicks was kind of good.
The Knicks, them guys are just which one? The 94 and 96.
Yeah, that era, the Oakley, Mason.
Hey, that guy looked crazy. Oh, Mason.
Yeah.
Cause he had the deep sunken eye and he had the little dark. He didn't get punched. Like he didn't get punched in the eye. We just had.
Right. Yeah, like that raccoon eye effect going on, like that blackness around his eye sockets. He did.
Another crazy guy in basketball. I remember my boy White Chocolate.
Jason Williams.
Jay Will. Crazy? What you mean crazy? Well, what are you?
Yeah, wild, like crazy, like just cuss everybody out for no reason.
He's pretty wild.
All right, did y'all think he was gonna be sweet when he first came up?
Yeah.
Cause he was bringing that Harlem Globetrotter type basketball.
I thought he was sweet. I just knew his game wasn't going.
He was erratic as hell.
I thought he was sweet though.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to think him and Larry Hughes when he was in Golden State. When he first came, man, he about to be the man. Straight out St. Louis.
He was
athletic as hell.
He disappointed me.
When he went to Cleveland, LeBron, I'm like, all right, cool. They got
Right.
I mean, they went to, but still, no. He didn't pan out how I thought he was gonna pan out.
Nah, I mean, that's like same thing like Ricky Davis. Is what I'm saying.
The anti-win. I got a friend in Cleveland who called him the anti-win.
He swear he was the man, but he just wasn't project.
That was one of the worst. Cause that's when Darius Miles came, and it was just and Darius, the other dude from Memphis.
DeJuan Wagner.
Wow, oh my goodness,
that
was horrible.
Milt Palacio. My dad took me to a game in Cleveland. They played the Sixers, and Iverson was just killing this guy. He's only person was like knocking him down. Ilgauskas, but he was still getting points. Like man, Iverson a tough cookie. What about? All right. What about an Iverson? Y'all have any favorite Iverson moments?
My favorite Iverson moment.
My two favorite Iverson moments. The reason why he became my second favorite player, because I feel as if nobody could cross Michael Jordan when he crossed Jordan. And then my second favorite Iverson moment was when I developed that step back in the 6th grade. That step back that he hit on Tyronn Lue when he went over and he walked over. They're my two favorite Iverson moments.
That was my favorite.
They're my two favorite. Oh my! He real life just stepped over this man and just looked at him after this.
Yeah, that was
the nastiest step back that I've seen in my life.
That was in that corner.
Oh my Lord!
A beautiful play and disrespect at its finest.
Oh my!
That's what you get stepped on my chest.
Right.
Oh
I would
my
say
God.
Definitely mine would be when he crushed Jordan. Definitely. That was on my screensaver for like 3 years on my computer. I refuse to take that off. Another one, it might have been that same 0-1 playoff round where it was a series where him and Vince Carter was going at it. Like the 76ers and Vince went to Toronto. And they was going at it because Toronto I think they beat the Knicks that year.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. Yep, they beat the Knicks that year.
Yeah, Raptors came second.
Yep, and they were going at it like every single game. So like just that whole series, just to see that camaraderie go, that was my second.
I ain't have no favorite play. I mean, he did so much I seen so much. It's like, man, it's just hard to pick. But I think one was that playoff series against Milwaukee and win 7 games, him and Ray Allen was just going at it. If Iverson had a bad game, he would come back with 40, and then Allen would had like 40. It was one game, I think it was game 6. Both him and Allen had like 40 points. It was just going back and forth. I think Philadelphia lost that game. But like, man, it's just this. He's a tough little cookie, and he just single-handedly just carried these guys. It's like
against some squads, because that Milwaukee
team, they should have won.
They should have beat Philly.
Yeah, the referees was kind of giving that leeway, but I'm saying that whole squad, you had Glenn Robinson,
Cassell, and Ray Allen.
Johnson.
Enough. Like that enough.
Right. What would you hang Iverson's? Like, would you solely hang it on the fact that he just never had
a ring or
a championship team? Like, that you feel like he don't have a ring, or do you feel like it's more to it, like on his end? Because I feel like it's both. I feel like he didn't have a team, but I feel like he didn't have a team because of him, to a certain extent, in some kind of way.
Like. Yeah, you know, because there's some guys who don't want to play with a player with some behavior. Like, I mean, you know, not saying that he's a bad guy, but saying, you know, some people just don't want to be.
Let me see, because he had Larry Hughes, he had Stackhouse.
That brings the same thing with.
But then I say that he never really had a big man to come back. He always had good wings, but he's never had a good big man to come back. You never had. You gotta have to dump it down to somebody.
I know. The only person he had was
Stop it. Mutombo ain't going to work.
Tyrone Hill.
Stop it. He never had a big man. So
Matt Geiger and Tom McCullough.
I mean, so all everybody had to do is put everybody 5 in. Yeah. So it's like all you gotta do is stop him from going to the cup.
Iverson would be one of my top 5 favorite players of all time. It's just like what he what he can do. I'm not even going to credit rings. I'm not even going to mention that. Even if my kids ask me about him, I was like, man, this guy was just like a special player. Then they asked me, did he win? I was like, no, but you know, just go back and look at his tape.
Same thing about Barkley.
Barkley was like, he was a short guy who was big as hell, but had moves like a point guard and could jump.
He could run.
Like, because I seen him when he was a Philly. I didn't know he was that big.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Like, and then he would like rebound it and then take it up the court himself and just yam on you. I was like, wow, you're never gonna see nobody like that. I don't even see how he gave Clarence Weatherspoon that Baby Barkley nickname. It's like, come on, stop. Like that 92, 93, when people got drafted, it was, Harold Miner's about the next Baby Jordan. Just cut it out.
A little bit ago, you mentioned Chris Paul. He's always an interesting player for me. I feel as if he has gotten passes to a certain extent. Because I feel like you got Melo and you got LeBron and D-Wade and Kevin Durant. And even Paul George has come into that light now where we expect something out of him. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't deliver it, then it's extra criticism. I feel like he gets worthy praise. And Chris Paul does. He's a great point guard. Never, twist that. But I feel as if by this time in his career, he should have done more. And he's had the pieces, definitely the last 2 years, to have done more. And I feel like he never gets
the
criticism that every other star has got, even after they won. So how do you feel about that, either one of you?
He definitely a top 3 point guard in the NBA, but it's just something. You know how you have great players that were great, but they couldn't get far in the playoffs. Like Tracy McGrady, for an example. I mean, Paul had more help though, but I'm just saying it seems like there's some great players that you just can't win with. It's like
he may be one. Now, I don't see him winning the ring.
No,
like with the landscape of the game now.
I think this was been his best. This was been the time to at least get to the NBA Finals or go to the third round for once.
Right.
I mean, that team is deep. I mean, you can take guys off your starting lineup and not like San Antonio type deep, but not as skilled talent wise. But to be able to have somebody come off the bench and score, and you're not really missing. Like, oh, we're the other team is on a 12-2 run. Let me stick this person back in. No, when Paul, it's hard to pinpoint. All I can say is, okay, I give him the blame when they lost. What game was that? Oh, when they played Oklahoma City, when they were up by 7 points.
Yeah, dog.
And he just kept, this like mental lapses.
Right.
Like I give him sole blame for that. I'm not just the referees.
Right.
Oh, it cost him that game.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Because they were that Reggie Jackson thing.
Right.
No, because if Chris Paul would have played smart like he's been doing, that ref mishap wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would you try to split a screen? You just pull out and then just at least waste some clock.
Right.
Like it's some of the stuff that he does that we tend to overlook, but it's the critical turning point to the outcome of the games. That's why I'm saying, okay, he's 29 years old now. Mm-hmm. The time is ticking.
Right.
And so if he doesn't get past the Western Conference Finals next year, you're really going to have to come up with a precise analytic on him. It's like there's no way that you have this talent on your team and you can't really get far.
With a great coach who knows your positions. Yeah, so he's not uncomfortable at all to the point where we shouldn't see more success from him.
I feel as if his skill set just doesn't match. I feel as if he wants to be an in-between. All right, do I want to be a point guard? Do I want to be a facilitator? Or do I want to, just get these buckets? Mm-hmm. I feel as if he's more facilitator. Now, if he's more facilitator, he needs another person to combat his facilitation to get a ball to. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Blake Griffin doesn't have enough offensively down low to be that second person. And he didn't have that second person in New Orleans. So now Chris Paul is in a position, damn, I can't facilitate, now I got to score. I'm sorry, he's small, he doesn't have the same skill set as an Isaiah Thomas or as an AI. So he really can't go out and get you 30 like that. He can't get an easy 30 like Isaiah or AI could.
He doesn't play perimeter like Isaiah.
Yeah, so. And he has a decent jump shot. Yeah. But other than that, he can get to the hole, but he's not getting far. So it's like, what do you want to do, Chris? Do you want to be that facilitator? All right, if Chris is going to be that facilitator, you have to give him another all-star that's their game, that they play all-star level. Or Chris, if you just want to be that scorer, he has to, develop his jump shot a lot more, and he has to get bigger to take the hits when he goes down low, when he takes it to the landing.
I'm going to have to, I think that J.J. Redick is a great complementary piece because he's a guy that can catch, pick and pop, that can, he can just pass it to and he'll just shoot. But he was hurt half the year, so I'm saying if they stay healthy next year, I can actually come up with an actual pinpoint on his career now that he's 30 years old, and then look at his moderate success playoff wise. Then we can come up with a precise. But as of now, I'm not going to write him off yet, but he's in that red alert where you're going to have to really start.
Somebody
has to say something.
Right.
Because I think everybody just, he's this great player, personality-wise, everybody's drawn to him, but it's to the point where, okay, he really needs that criticism, and y'all tend to overlook that when it's evident that what he does and the mistakes he's making is right there in your face. It's just, like I said, I think you're right. You hit it dead on. Yeah. He's more a
facilitator. When John Stockton was that facilitator, but he had Karl Malone, who was an all-star, who's going to automatically get you these buckets, and he has that free throw jump shot that he can hit, and he's running the floor. He had David West and Blake Griffin. They're not hustling like Karl Malone was.
No, I don't know. Blake Griffin does nothing but run up and down the court.
But he has no skill. But he doesn't have that skill set. Karl, he's more athletic, but as far as skill set, he doesn't have that skill set.
No.
So if Chris Paul's going to be that facilitator, he has never played with the big man with the offensive skill set that he needs to combat that.
I think it's just that entertaining style of basketball that the Clippers want to run, this Lob City stuff.
Like they need a better identity than
and you saying that because soon as they said that, I never forget. As soon as they announced Chris Paul was going to the Lakers, all they shown
Alley-oop City.
They showed Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan walking out of the training facility. And all they was like Lob City. Like that's all you're concerned about is lob. How about get a jump shot? I can't stand DeAndre Jordan. I mean, I absolutely cannot stand DeAndre Jordan. I think really what I think is, I mean, we all know Chris Paul. Well, the main reason Chris Paul hasn't won up to this point, which nobody talks about, nobody has still explained why David Stern blocked
that LA trade. I mean, that Lakers
trade. It was purely because, and he said it, competitive. Basically, they're going to be too good. Pretty much. That's pretty much what he said. They're going to be competitive reasons. They're going to be, but they were giving up Paul Gasol and Lamar Odom, so they weren't like going to be super loaded. They were just going to have the best point guard with the best shooting guard and the best center because Dwight Howard was coming at that time. So it was like that was going to be pretty unfair. But I still would like to see it. I don't see what grounds he blocked it besides. That's a whole nother bigger ballpark because I don't think it's a conspiracy for LeBron James, but I think it's a conspiracy against Kobe Bryant.
Okay, I got one. All right, what do y'all think? Okay, looking at Melo's career right now, what do you think?
He will have a Charles Barkley career. He will go down as one of the top 50 greatest players to never win a ring. He's never winning a ring.
He needs Chris Paul. They need each other.
He's never winning a ring.
They would be perfect together. Chris Paul, because I feel like Melo, he's had a lot of good players, but he hasn't really had that team either yet to the point where they should have won. I can't name a team that he's been on where I say, yeah, they should have won.
And I'm going on a limb. Melo's not going to reach a finals.
He might sniff one.
But he's not Barkley at least got to one. He willed his team. Melo, I don't feel as if Melo has the heart to will a team to a finals. No. He will never get to a finals.
Cherish those gold medals and that ring from Syracuse.
And them all-star appearances. Cherish them because he's never getting to a finals.
It's to me, all right, I'm just saying this. When I talk about he's a player that you really can't win with, I would never want to sign him if he was a lawyer free agent. Yeah. I would not want to sign him. For one, look at his style of play. He can bring the ball up court and then shoot in his 16, 17 seconds left. I just think that he's a great player, but there's more to the game than scoring.
But I think these last couple years in New York really blurred people's eyes about him because, and I feel like he was in a position where nobody else was even willing to do what he did except J.R. Smith, and J.R. Smith is just reckless. Like, if Carmelo Anthony doesn't get to a finals, I won't blame his heart. Like, I won't blame him. I mean, because if it wasn't for him, the Knicks would have been not a factor at all. And on top of that, we haven't been healthy the whole time we've had him. We haven't been healthy in Denver. Like, he wasn't coming. He played a different role in Denver.
Yeah.
Cause he wasn't coming up and pulling in Denver like that. He was more so inside oriented, block related.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to see the Melo I see in at Syracuse, which is one of the most of the heart having clutch players of basketball on any level that I think we see. It's hard for me to see him and then say his heart didn't transcend over to the NBA. Like, I don't think Melo has lost. I think it solely depends on where he goes this offseason. On what happens with his career as far as finals.
And he's still, I feel as if he needs a militant coach. He hasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right.
George Karl, no. Right. Mike Woodson,
right.
No.
Right.
He really needs Bill the coach. He needs a Bill, Pat Riley.
He needs Thibodeau.
Chicago. Thibodeau. He needs
Chicago.
Like, dog, he needs a militant coach.
That's what I'm saying. Go to Chicago. So it worked best for him. So he's 30 years old, time's ticking, he wants to win. That's the best chance. He not going to win if you go to a team out west with Houston. No. Now, it'll benefit both the Knicks because one, he had to play with the same guys. Well, they just keyed off a trade just a couple hours ago. But the guys they brought in, it's not.
But and here's another reason why. If Tyson Chandler leave, he really not. If that trade went down,
yeah,
Tyson Chandler's gone from the Knicks. He's gone.
Him and Felton gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Woo!
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah, they are gone.
Melo's
not coming back.
The basketball guys have answered my prayers, but I could not wait till we got rid of Raymond Felton and Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
We were so fooled by that 1 year that Tyson Chandler did what he did in Dallas. Send him right back, please. And next, if we can get Murray Stoudemire for the books next year, get him gone too, like, cause he hustled us too.
Y'all have no big man. Melo is not staying.
Y'all got Dallas Bear, so
y'all have no big man. It's over with. Melo is gone.
So I say Bulls is the best fit because one depends on what kind of Derrick Rose you have. He's with defensive counterparts with a defensive-minded head coach. He doesn't need the ball all the time. So the only thing that he really has to do is to his game. So instead of playing 38 minutes, he's going to have to at least play 32, 33 instead of averaging 25. He's still going to average 20 more. So I say between 22, 23. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of pressure off. And then since he's not the best defensive player, it can take some pressure off him. Plus, their best defensive team, so therefore he can get his points in transition too. So that will work best if he goes to the Bulls. With the Knicks,
the Bulls, I mean, this is my thing about the Bulls. If he goes to the Bulls, he just becomes the second person who can score. And if Derrick Rose ain't back, he's the only person who can score because they have zero shooters. Nobody on their team can shoot the ball.
Kurt Heinrich got stroked.
And which card may be going there for Flalo.
Mike Dunleavy got stroked.
They would have to make moves because they're not. If they keep this current roster, because me personally right now, where I'm sitting from right now, I trade Derrick Rose. I don't even risk you getting the third injury because you had 2 injuries under 25. It's a serious parts of your body. He doesn't have the skill set to change his game. The way he plays, he has to play like that.
Now, if Bernard King can come back from 2 ACL surgeries and get 2 out.
But he wasn't as explosive, and he could shoot, and he was more smooth. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Derrick Rose plays with too much oomph. He puts too much wear and tear on him, and he doesn't give himself a break.
All right, if he's trash and gets hurt again, okay, I'll put him on the amnesty clause if he has that option.
I'll trade him right now for Ricky Rubio and Kevin Love. We pulled the trigger.
I can't write off Rose.
I'm not taking Rubio.
Nah, I can't. He needs a power forward that's athletic. To me, you just need an athletic counterpart.
Yeah, Melo and Taj Gibson.
I mean, people want to see that Peyton and Kemp type stuff. I mean,
they messed up with Dang though. They messed up with Dang.
Yeah, they should never get rid of
and that was conspiracy.
To the Cavs.
Catching malaria. And you lose 20 pounds all of a sudden right at crucial time. But, man, gone. I couldn't believe that, but I didn't know we got rid of Tyson Chandler. I'm so happy about that.
Yep,
I'm so happy.
God is good, ain't he?
I'm so happy about that, bro. I just said I could not wait.
Now I need Josh Smith to get out of Detroit.
Don't come to the Knicks.
Yes, Josh, please.
Do not go to the Knicks.
He's going to the Kings.
That's good. Go out there with them. Give us DeMarcus Cousins, man. Somebody send DeMarcus Cousins to the Knicks, please. Please send him over. He's a beast.
Yeah, but he act like a kid though.
Right. Be mature.
Be mature. Like I said, if he grows up, he'll be the best.
We got Phil Jackson. If Phil can manage the routing personality, he can manage.
Man, come on, Phil's 70 years old. Same thing like Jerry Sloan. He was like a hard disciplined coach when he was Utah. Once Darren Williams got there, he was giving them problems. He's like, you know what? I'm done.
Can't do this.
I'm done.
What they do.
Y'all want
But then again, Darren Williams had his best years when he was in Utah. He went to Brooklyn.
That's why. Okay, you know what? That's why I say that his system. Okay, him and Boozer. They used to do the same thing. How Stockton and Malone with Sloan.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he played his best basketball. Now that his career, I'm not even going to write him off, but I think that if he played a system similar to Jerry Sloan, that his career will be revitalized. I'm not going to write him off just yet because they don't use him right.
You need a big man, and he ain't had no big man in Brooklyn, so he was literally just off.
He's just gonna have to just score. So
yeah, you need a big man. Certain people need big men.
You need certain key components to succeed.
Like
Chris Paul needs big men.
Chris Paul and Darren Williams need big men, decent big men. And they haven't had that. I mean, Derek Williams has, but Chris Paul hasn't.
And then our final topic. So our jackass of the week has to go to Luis Suarez. This man hit another man yesterday.
On the shoulder.
Hey, he bit the man so bad that it took the weight off LeBron's opting out. That's how bad. I'm like, hey man, thank you for biting this man, because we had to hear about LeBron. But if another man bit you,
he's a habitual biter. That's the thing about this that gets me. Like Mike Tyson was wild out, you know, spazzed
man
out.
2 times.
Yeah.
In a 5-minute span.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He wild out. But this guy has been biting people
for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Bit a man in the neck like it was chicken, man.
Bit a dude in the neck. Then he bit somebody on the neck. He did shoulder. They showed it today. He had over the last 5 years, he got 5 or 6 infractions, and 3 of them are biting. And it's at what point in time do you say, okay, you can't just suspend him for the World Cup? He has to be suspended for repeated offenses and for stupidity. So his punishment should be I don't say lifetime, but it should be 2 years. It should be the max. It should be 2 years.
I'm sorry.
Or lifetime if you really want to call it like that. Because he's a habitual biter.
Yeah, and then they should bend him over and pat him on the ass with a paddle. Hey, how you doing overseas? No, but
it's which would you rather have done to you though? Which would you rather have done to you? This man biting you on the shoulder, or Dennis Rodman at the beginning of the game just coming up and grabbing your ass?
He be doing it all through the game too. You see the bad boy thing? They say he always be grabbing it all throughout the game.
Shaq said the same thing too. Called him a Looney Tune. When his heart called him Elmer Fudd. No, but I'd rather
get bit. I'd rather take that bite.
Yeah, I'd rather get bit. You ain't disrespectful. You ain't.
Bite.
You ain't put. Yeah, my man.
Depending on where you bite me at. Yeah. Bit me in the neck. I'm clocking your ass out.
Yeah, I'd rather take that bite. Because I can pass that off as anger and you tripping.
No, you're not passing off. You ain't biting me, dog.
But Dennis Rodman though, and plus with his whole, I can't even.
He's one guy that you can punch and hit and he won't retaliate. I seen Stacey King smack him in the face and he never did. And Brikowski was nah. But as far as the Suarez guy, man, that man is legit crazy. Man.
What goes through your mind? And then his excuse was
the way he sold it off though. He bit somebody and act I lost my teeth.
Did you see what really happened when he bit him? The dude, off a pain reaction, whoa. So he tried to make it seem like dude elbowed him. Yeah. Because he was older than a lot of times. In the interview today I seen, he was that's how that happened to my eye too. Basically how dude elbowed him. No, dude didn't elbow you. You bit him and he jerked. What's going on?
We have you on camera, man.
Yeah, right. So
man, you can't be biting folks.
You call this man a habitual biter.
He is, man.
Man, come on. In a 5-year span.
That's 3 times, man. It's habitual.
Every World Cup.
That's habitual, man.
They made a bet. They said he's gonna bite somebody in this World Cup. 13. I think a couple people actually won some money.
Because I think he did it in the 2008 Euro Championship. Then he did it in the last World Cup. And he got this World Cup, and it's how many chances do you get from to bite somebody? I don't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and the victim should get sent the Hallmark card and a tetanus shot.
I don't understand why he's. Yeah, I've never wanted to bite a dude for any reason. What's wrong with him? You don't.
Man, you don't bite. Man, could have headbutt him. You had to bite.
Could have tripped him. You could have shoved him.
Elbowed him. Poked him in the eye.
Bite. It's kind of
bite.
It's kind of kinky, man.
Man, that's cannibalistic feat. Finest.
But then you talk about Dennis Rodman grabbing butts every game, all game, and then with his, I don't know what he is. He's saying dude who married himself, so in a dress. So he obviously has some kind of sexuality freedom. So I don't know why he's grabbing my butt.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna bite you or punch you in the face. Just
But he did kick a photographer in the crotch.
I mean, besides that,
at full speed for no reason, man. People be spazzing out, man.
With him, he look crazy.
I can't trust.
I can't if they. Dennis,
I can't trust nothing with Dennis Rodman. I read one of his books too. I can't trust nothing that guy.
Yeah,
this is about.
Yeah, and Carmen Electra was cold when she was out the picture. I was like, man, something wrong with this guy.
She was cold. Prince had her.
And that dude from Cypress Hill had it. Yeah, be real.
Yeah, be real. Damn, and then what's my homeboy? Dude, she married? The guitar, Dave Navarro. Remember she's met him for a little bit. Yeah, that's.
Golly, she's almost the old age Kim K. She was with everybody.
You said that you heard the radio thing where dude was like, when they was planning Kim K wedding, they was like, they just decided for Kim Kardashian's wedding, since her father is dead, they're gonna have every single previous boyfriend walk her
down the aisle
up to a certain point, then another one come and get her, then another one come in.
That is foul. But this is the end of our podcast, man. I enjoyed kicking with y'all.
Good times.
We will see y'all next week.
Yeah. We'll be more.